Foes and supporters of the Jarvis Amendment are still slugging it out over the hottest issue in this election campaign. At Rancho Los Amigos Hospital, staff people, volunteers, and patients were demonstrating in an effort to show which vital services would be cut back if Proposition 13 is implemented. The people working with handicapped children say that the youngsters will be without daycare centers, adequate hospital facilities, and emergency services.
At the present time, the current plan calls for closing of this hospital. And should that happen, there are literally thousands of handicapped children who are going to go without care. For the past 3 decades or more, this hospital has gained a tremendous amount of expertise in the care of these children, and all of this is going to be either wasted or dispersed or not available to those children.
Downtown, Howard Jarvis leveled another blast at his opposition by unveiling what he claims is a major flaw in the BEAR measure, Proposition 8. Jarvis says if Proposition 8 beats 13, then California property taxes will not be deductible, as they are now, on federal income tax returns. Jarvis says the IRS agrees with his interpretation, but he won't say just who at the Internal Revenue Service made the evaluation.
Someone in IRS told me this, and they quoted me, and they told me where to go to find it. We went and found it. I had 2 firms of attorneys check it. The man at IRS told me that this was the law, and this is the way they would interpret it. And he says, now, don't take my word if you don't want to. Go have it checked out. So I did.
Well, who is this at IRS?
I can't tell you.
Well, why can't you tell us?
Because he wouldn't tell me.
With less than a week to go before the election, pro-13 and anti-13 forces continue to blast away at each other, while government officials try to figure out a way to implement Proposition 13 if it passes. Mike Botula, Channel 5 News Watch, reporting.
Yes on 8 and no on 13. Yes on 8, no on 13.
If Proposition 13 passes, the impact on the children of this community will be tragic. Dr. Perry?
Yes, the quality and the quantity of care that is currently being delivered by this hospital is at this time totally unknown and unplanned for.
What departments will be left?
That I can't speak to at this moment. To the best of my knowledge, the care of the children will not be among those provided in the future.
Right down over here. Dr. Kelly, huh? Anything special? What? Oh, their hands over there. Come on, pull hard. Good boy. Over there, under the shoulder.
Yes on 8 and no on 13. Yes on 8, no on 13. No on 13. Yes on 8, no on 13. No on 13 and no on 13. No on 13. Yes on 8, no on 13. Yes on 8, no on 13. Yes on 8, no on 13. No on 13.
Can we just plug it into channel 2 for now?
Yes on 8, no on 13. Yes on 8, no on 13. Yes on 8, no.
What's the difference then in what Proposition 13 would do regard this as against Proposition 8?
Proposition 13 has everybody taxed on the like rate.
Are you as sure as the governor is and other people that 13 is going to pass?
Oh, I'm more sure, yes. Oh, yes. We're going to have a very big vote. I think it's going to be 65-35.
And what do you think about the chaos they say you are causing?
Well, I think the only chaos that will be that the politicians will have to go back to work.
Mr. Jarvis, let's go back over this.
All right.
Property taxes if 8 passes, or is this?
Yes.
Now wait a minute, or is this your interpretation of what you think IRS will do?
No, what I'm saying is that the law seems to me very clear that if you don't have a like rate, so that all property is on a like rate, individual residence owners may not deduct the property tax from their federal income tax. There is another section in the law that allows business to do it. It's 164, because that's a business expense. But it's my advice from the Internal Revenue that if the taxes are different as to one class of business on property tax, on residences, they may not be deducted as a deduction from federal income tax, the federal income tax.
Let's be precise now. You say it's your advice from Internal Revenue. Now, has
Right.
someone in IRS said that to you?
Yes.
Or are you just reading this and interpreting it that way?
No, I can't use my name.
And it's some anonymous person who claims to be at IRS?
At all. I have solid information. He works at a high rating in IRS. And the reason for that, Saul, as you know, is yes. Generally. Yes, I think the answer is yes. You got to look at a little history. They passed panic. After sitting there for 21 years and say we can't move fast, they passed the bear bill in 24 days. They've already passed 30,000 words of amendment to it, called the Maury Bill, number 1840.
Okay, but this is still not an official ruling.
Proposition 8 changes the system to an unlike rate. And that ought to be clear to anybody. It's clear to me, it's clear to good lawyers, it's clear to the IRS, and I don't see what I can understand why there's any question about it. Now I don't know whether this has ever been applied or not by anybody. I don't know of any state where it has a split roll on property taxes. I don't know of any state. There may be one that I don't know about. But even so, even if it hadn't been applied, that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant in this issue. This is the law.
But doesn't it really mean when it says...
That's exactly right, and it's not
Is that what you tried to do?
it's not a cheap shot. I'm trying to educate the news media who have been using cheap shots in this whole campaign, and especially Channel 2. And I just want to let them know who the hell they are. See? You see, it's all right if you guys use cheap shots at me and then to accuse me of a cheap shot at you. You see? Now, this is not my shot. This is the Internal Revenue. If you guys don't like it, you call them and ask them, and they'll tell you. They'll tell you, and they'll read the law to you just like I did. And if you don't want to believe them, that's your problem, not mine.
Did your IRS man give you an interpretation, though? I mean, what we're trying to establish is, did the IRS render an opinion?
Yes, he did.
And he read the law to you, and then
That's
he said,
right.
this is what it means.
And he says he says, I want to let you know what the law is because you obviously don't know, and I didn't know. I didn't know what the law was. I never heard of it before.
Well, what will that mean in terms of dollars to the taxpayer?
Well, I'll tell you what it'll mean. It'll mean if Proposition 8 passed, probably $3 billion of residential property tax would not be deductible from the Internal Revenue.
All right, but isn't it possible that this is an employee of IRS who happens to favor 13 and oppose 8?
Well, yes, that makes an impact on me because in reality, Saul, the black and the brown are the biggest beneficiaries of 13. They're the biggest beneficiaries of 13 because unfortunately they make less money than other people, and it's harder for them to pay high rents, and it's harder for them to pay for houses and to pay taxes. And I believe that they are going to be, from this standpoint, they're going to be the biggest beneficiaries. Now, if the county is going to take a position like that, it would be I would be quite unhappy about it myself.